Hello Milky fans, Milkstore here with you for another Idle Heroes video. How are you? I hope you're well. It is Christmas Eve, and I'm making this video because I have nothing else to do. That's not true, I could be driving Uber, but I don't feel like it. There's actually a promotion on tonight where if I do 6 trips, I get $20. I might do that later on, starts at 11 o'clock. Why is it telling me I need to reboot? Yeah, that's BlueStacks updating. If you're interested, I'm running BlueStacks when I make these videos. I think most of you already know that, leaving that aside. So in this video, I'm going to talk about, not the Christmas event, that's another video. I'm going to basically talk about why I'm giving up on PVE and just basically solely focusing on Void Vortex. Basically, I'm playing the very, very long game. And the reason why Void Vortex is important over, I guess, Realm's Gate. I mean, Realm's Gate and Void Vortex are kind of the same, right? You do, if you have good heroes that can do on Vortex, they probably can do well on Realm's Gate as well. But the reality is, Void Vortex, the reason why I'm super interested in doing well here and getting to as high level as possible is because of the stellar shards that you get at a much higher level, right? So at a much higher level, like for example, the difference between Explorer 6, which is basically where I'm stuck at right now, and say, for example, getting all the way to the top, Explorer 1, right? It's a minimum 5,000 stellar shards every every week basically, because this thing opens up every week, right? 10,000. Now, you might be like, well, 10,000 over a week's not that much. The point is, over time, 10,000 builds, and over time, 10,000 becomes a lot. It becomes a huge advantage for someone else. Like, having imprinted heroes, I dare say right now, is more important than having void heroes. Basically, you know, a Transcendent imprinted hero is really good, but a void imprinted, just non-Transcendent hero is also just as good, especially when you go all in. So I know I said I would do a video on going all in versus, you know, spreading your power out, your imprints out amongst a number of heroes, and I've done that to an extent. So I've concentrated my void imprints on Russell. And so you see here, he's up to V2. And I've also, more importantly, stacked it into ticks because, like I said, I've just given up on PvP. Here's the thing. To win in PvP, you need a lot of money, is what I've realized, right? People just keep spending, getting the new artifacts, which is going to fucking kill everyone. Getting new heroes like Prophecy or Procari, whatever the fuck his name is, the new Dark Hero. And it's just a never-ending game, right? Whereas imprints, those stellar shards, imprinting old heroes makes them really valuable all over again. And the nice thing about... It's the same... You know what I say about artifacts, right? How artifacts are enduring and why you should invest in artifacts? Because they stay, and they're good from now and into the future. It's the same with stellar shards. The fact that you can reset those stellar shards and get it all back. So you can reset the imprints basically and get all the stellar shards back as a whole and then move it to a new hero. That's kind of like the new artifact of the game, right? That's the conclusion I've reached. And that's why you should focus rather than on PvP. Because if you think about why is PvP important? PvP is only important so you can get the guild glory coins. So then you can buy more prophet orbs. But then you're like, well, hang on. What do prophet orbs get me? They get me copies of new heroes a couple of months later, and they get me food, right? So that's useful if you're sort of early, mid-game, as you're building out your army. But if you're late game like me, and you've got like a whole fuck ton of V5 heroes, level 350, there's no point in you... Prophet Orbs are useless to me now, right? Except insofar as it's probably a much more efficient way to get copies of new heroes rather than saving with scrolls, because scrolls are still phenomenally hard to get. Right, I'm barely on 2,000. I'm going to save that for Chinese New Year. Leaving that aside, it's kind of like, for me right now, in terms of what's valuable and what's not valuable and what I'm investing in endgame. So completely different story if you're early game, mid game. But if you're super end game like me, those cores of the Transcendence, I know I've said, they're not as good as Prophet Orbs, but these cores of the Transcendence, where are we? These things, right? I've started buying a lot of them. Ever since they offered a chance of getting, where is it? This conversion thing. Ever since they offered a chance of getting this blue doodad thing, transcending spheres, and you can convert into 250,000 stellar shards, I'm like, fuck, done. That's pushed the value of cores of Transcendence just over the edge. Like, leaving aside the 5-star heroes and the copies that you can get, right? That's made COTS, like, I haven't valued how much stellar shards are worth, but in my opinion, they're the next artifact. They're, like, just invaluable, right? You need to get as many of them as you can, as quickly as you can. And you basically want enough stellar shards to imprint 6 heroes. I know that's a fuck ton of stellar shards, but that's the new end game. End game used to be like, a bunch of splendid artifacts, level 350 heroes, and that was it. But now, the new end game, get as many stellar shards as quickly as possible. That's the new end game for the late game players, right? It's no longer about new heroes. Fuck new heroes. Like, you'll never be able to keep up with the likes of GDP or Barry or anyone like that has money, right? Those guys, they can win the Crystal Crown League. They can win the Trial of the Champions. It just gets you more glory coins. Glory coins aren't worth anything to me. And I don't know why they're worth anything to those guys except just more Prophet Orbs, right? Just get some more food. And so, what does more food get you? It gets you a much bigger lineup, and so you can do more testing, but you know what? My lineup's already big enough, right? There's only so much more bigger it needs to get, right? So that's why I've now decided, you know what? I'm just not going to try and compete in PvP anymore. So if we look at the battles, like, I say that ironically, but now I've also worked out basically how to kill everyone on my server now, just because my lineup is double Rogan, double Sherlock right now. But everyone basically has a splendid artifact. So there's a splendid Ruby on one of the Sherlocks. There is a splendid crown on the Russell. There is a splendid AMB on the Drake. And there are 2 splendid Demon Bells on the Rogans. And I'm just basically murdering everyone on my server right now. I used to be like, to have the most expensive account and lose everyone, but now I've worked out the secret. Like, everyone's just dying. So, like, Rollinson, I used to lose to him. Buccina, I used to lose to him. I lost to this guy, but now I've, day before, if you look at it, I lost to this guy with my carry lineup. I've just basically gone off carries. Carries is, like, useless now. And he has a queen, right? So that's the other thing, like, should you spend the converting thing, on, when you get these, transcending spheres, should you spend it on this purple stuff, Crystal of Transcendence, or Stellar Shards? Transcendent heroes are not must-have, despite what many people think. I have 5 million. I could build a Seer or a Queen, but I haven't, because no one's shown me that a lineup where they are an absolute sort of surefire way to win well with a Transcendent hero, if that makes sense, right? It's not, Transcendent heroes are nice, but they're not must-haves. They don't make, on my server in particular, it doesn't make you win, right? So if I fight, for example, someone with a Transcendent hero, do you have a Transcendent hero? No, you don't. Do you have a Transcendent hero? No. Double Russell. I've already fought this guy, right? He's lost. So who else has a Transcendent hero? No Transcendent hero. This guy with a Transcendent hero. Also no Transcendent. Where's everyone with the Transcendent heroes? Is it just everyone basically? Alright, so he's got a Transcendent hero. Let's fight him. See how we do. So monster, we gotta switch. But yeah, it's like Sherlock all of a sudden's valuable again. So is Rogan, especially with the artifacts that I use. It's kind of like, if that's the case, like, what's the point? So I've only imprinted the. I used to have a team where I spread the imprints out. I got everyone to V1 or just before V1 basically, but now I've just decided to dump it on Russell and Tix and just go all in because those 2 heroes I use a lot during Void Vortex. So if this is the lineup, let's see how this team does against the Seer, because it basically destroys the queen, the teams with the queens. So if we go here, geez, there's a lot of doves happening. So we've killed off their Seer. See, there you go. If Transcendent Heroes are so good and must-have, why did this lineup lose to me, right? So this guy, he's dead. Bang. Who did all the damage? Like Russell. See that, my Void Imprinted Russell? See how that does the most damage? If you want more proof of pudding in terms of whether or not you should invest in one hero or many heroes on when it comes to the imprints, the other guy that has imprinted just one hero is Serpico on my server. So he's gone all the way nearly up to basically V4. And he's in my free team up arena team, right? So if you look at just who we've been slaying, so Serpico, Double Rogan, Russell, similar lineup to mine, except he's just using carry instead of a second Russell. And he's also not on 350, right? So he's on 345. But if you look at the guys that we're beating, so he's beat that lineup. I've beat this lineup. So this guy, again, see, he's got a queen. Double Rogan. Again, I shit all over him, right? Why is that? So let's look at the lineup. And he's attacking me as well. So he's got an advantage. So, like, get Stellar Shards. If you get those things that allow you to convert to 250,000 purple shit or Stellar Shards, go for the Stellar Shards, right? I have not seen a compelling case for Transcendent Heroes at this point in time, right? Be that Queen or Seer. Neither of them are absolutely must-have. And it could be because on my server, the people that have those Transcendent Heroes have built them wrong, right? Whatever reason that is, they just, I don't see the compelling case right now. So who else have we beaten? So go, right? Who did I fight? Yeah, they're not that good. These guys, who did we beat? Any Transcendent hero? See Serpico? See how he's beat that team? This guy, I've already beaten him before. Let's look at some stats. Tell you what, let's look at this fight, right? Again, he's imprinted his Russell. So let's see the damage that it does. Right, see? Russell? Just fucking kills everyone he's slaying. So, yeah. In a nutshell, focusing on just acquiring Stellar Shards. And the fastest way to acquire Stellar Shards is to do really well on Void Vortex. It's a new Aspen dungeon. You basically, you want to clear a whole area, a whole set of planets. I want to basically finish Explorer. That's my, Aspen Dungeon 100 level. Get my 27,000 and then focus on Valiant, get to the next level. A guy's already up to Defier, right? He's got double Rogan, double Ticks, 2 Demon Bells, Ignis, and I think he uses a Queen as well, right? So the template is there to get to Defier 1. I've got 2 Rogans, I've got 1 Ticks. Admittedly, his Ticks are like V4s and his Rogans are some crazy V number. He's got like a fuck ton of Stellar Shards. He probably doesn't need any more. But the template is there to get to Defier 1. And if I focus now my efforts on basically ignoring just trying to win in PvP, because the rewards just aren't there, right? For an endgame player. Well, I'm playing the very long PvP endgame and getting Stellar Shards. It's the new artifact, right? Is it the new artifact? Yes, because it enhances your stats so much. And if you get it to V4, it enhances like the attributes, the active skills, the passive skills so much. And the fact that you can recycle those Stellar Shards, like you can move artifacts around, that's like super, super like incredible. As opposed to the cause of the Transcendence, the purple stuff. I mean, yeah, you can regress heroes and you get a bit of the stuff back, but Transcendent Hero is just another kind of hero. but except that you need the purple stuff to get them, right? Transcendent heroes, unfortunately, aren't the new sort of replacement for light dark, or even on the same tier as light dark. The game is in a complex place where basically they really fuck themselves over with the Transcendent. Is my thoughts, right? It's like if Transcendent heroes are the new must-have heroes, then people would just not buy scrolls and they would not summon out the new heroes. That's just bad for the game commercially, right? Similarly, if the light and dark heroes are completely useless, no one would summon those out. And similarly, if the new non-light dark heroes, and they've all just generally been completely useless. Morax, the samurai guy, Flora. I mean, they're gonna have to make one overpowered one soon, just so people use scrolls, right? Because this game functions on people buying stuff, right? And so scrolls used to be the thing that everyone wants to buy, but if all of a sudden the thesis for buying scroll goes away, the reason for buying scroll goes away, these guys aren't going to make money anymore, right? And so now they're probably struggling. In my opinion, like the new way for these guys to make money is to basically sell artifacts, which they have with the new artifact for Christmas, because no one's buying scrolls anymore and no one's buying prophet orbs. So it's kind of like, how else do you make money, right? It's the same with Transcendent Heroes, right? It was just a new way to make money. And so that's why they sort of sold those Cause of the Transcendent packages. And if you were on the early buys of those and you built the first Transcendent Heroes, boy, I would be salty as fuck at them changing it. So now you can also get this blue, what's it called? I keep forgetting the name, Transcending Spheres. Like, I would be very, very bitter that they changed it and they didn't retrospectively give you Transcending Spheres. Because I'd be like, well, what the fuck? Why did I spend all that money to get a Transcendent Hero? And given Transcendent Heroes, they're not like the new... It wasn't like Ada when she was introduced or Valk when she was introduced and just simply killed everyone, right? Why the hell did I build a Sword Flash Seer or a Queen? Like, they're not... I saved up. I got all the purple stuff and now, I'm presented with this. So I'm going to stop chasing like the latest and greatest heroes to win in PvP because PvP just isn't there. And Transcendent Heroes aren't a must-have. What's a certainty is that Void Imprinted Heroes, especially when you focus on one hero, they are powerful as fuck. Like, they'll just destroy lineups. From what I can tell so far, based on my experience and what I've seen of my guildmate Serpico, and the fact that he's only focused on imprinting one hero, it's better to go deep on one hero and get him to V4 than it is to spread your imprints, the stellar shards, out. Anyway, that's the video. I know it was a bit of a long one. It wasn't very structured. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on why I'm now focusing just basically on Gate of the Void. I'm just giving up on PvP. Like, I have no desire to be on top in Crystal Crown League or Trial of the Champion anymore. I'll certainly try and do my best, but I'm not going to be... I'm not going to cry over spilt milk if I don't come in the top 10 or come in the top 500 for Trial of the Champion anymore. Anyway, that's the video, guys. I will see you for the Christmas special. Actually, no. This video will come up after I do the Christmas video. So enjoy the week, and I hope you had a great Christmas.